I want to talk about the effects of neglect and abandonment on a newborn baby. And I'll use myself as an example, um, the effects in my life. Um, because recently, after watching um, some experts in trauma talk about neglect and abandonment, I have realised some fairly fundamental um, mm, symptoms that I was unaware of, and which may help other parents or people who recognise these, and maybe they can uh, enlighten themselves a bit earlier than I have done. Um, the the effect of abandonment for a baby, especially a newborn baby, is um, on the it's not held in the memory, conscious memory. It's held in the body because a baby senses through its body, and so the me as a newborn baby, my needs were not attended to, and so uh, we know when a baby's hungry, it cries. When it's um, sore, it's nappy, it cries, blah blah blah. But if the mother doesn't come or someone doesn't come and attend to that, the baby learns not to cry, and it kind of shuts down. We call that hypo arousal, apparently, and that can look like passivity and depression and kind of not having motivation, can look like procrastinating about things um, that you know need to be done, but um, it's almost like the baby's still waiting for the non-existent coming. You're still reenacting that as an adult. Um, and then, so that's the physical needs, but the baby also learns through the emotional attunement with the mother. And when that's not present, that need has to be shut down in a baby um, just to survive. And as an adult, if you don't realize that, you you can not allow yourself that kind of emotional connection, or when you do allow it, you can all that pent up need that you had as a baby that wasn't met gets dumped on this poor partner, unsuspecting. And the problem is that I don't realize that's what I'm doing, and and so I can't communicate that. I also can't change it until I know that that's what I'm doing. But it leads to in my case, it has led to a avoiding of strong emotional connections, and um, the ones that I have had, I've had unrealistic expectations of them, because when you don't get your needs met as a baby by the mother, you then don't learn to meet them for yourself as you grow up, and you expect them to be met by others. And while there is some um, truth to the fact that we need connection with others, ultimately we have to do it for ourselves. Uh, I adapted by um, trying to work out what was going on with the other person and trying to predict it by their responses. And it's it's been um, made me very skilled in sensing things with clients, uh, but completely overdeveloped to this extent where um, if I'm talking to someone and they look a little bit distracted, it puts me off my game. And it takes a while to see that. It's taken me quite some time to see that 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 was a trauma, and or not a trauma but a chronic kind of uh, neglect and abandonment, but also to um, to see how it's played out um, in replicating relationships where I didn't expect um, anything. So it's not just intimate relationships, but in terms of um, expecting to be valued at work, expecting to have success, uh, allowing myself to do things that I enjoyed. Um, so a lot of austerity and endurance and struggle. Now, a lot of that way I cope involved over achieving to get approval. And this is something that I see in the wider culture, um, especially Pākehā culture, middle class, upper class culture is um, overachievement and obsessional exercise, diet, health, um, appearance, home, excessive tidiness, you know, appearance, the appearance of things, and the hiding of vulnerabilities. And uh, I would have to question how much impact our current way that we deal with birth um, has caused this, where birth has been medicalised. There's lots of intrusive procedures now, and what is largely a natural event, that our bodies in the natural state where there isn't a very small proportion of babies do need intervention, but most people don't, and the mother through the hospital system misses out on an experience of power, developing her power by being controlled by other people in a process where she can access her own body's strength. Now, I don't personally know that process of birth, but it has been documented in by midwives and natural birth proponents that natural birth is actually an orgasmic experience for many women. Can be. Anyway, I just want to put it out there that if we're talking about the sensitivity of a newborn baby to that, um, just using my own birth as an example of a highly medicalised intervention and a very frightened mother to be, and what it's created as a result of that, um, that we could think about doing things differently, or um, uh, considering whether the cost of doing things the way we have been doing is too high. It's been a hidden cost in terms of attachment and loss of power for women, which means that they're like animals. When we interfere in their birth process, it disturbs the attachment mechanism between the mother and the newborn, and affects feeding, affects everything. Um, so, yeah, I just wanted to share that, and I hope that maybe it's helpful.